All right, we can get started. Let's see where we left off from yesterday. I think it was somewhere down here. Yeah, so basically my timeline items, well, some of them needs to implement from basically, okay, so for this one, this is review, and my reviews needs to basically extend from comments, right? And I can't implement from both comment. I can't have two base classes basically. So I need the timeline item, but I also need the comment fields. So one thing I can do is go to comment field. Where's my comment? So this is my comment, right? And my comment is implementing Reactable. So what I can do is to put is to make Reactable a timeline item. Even though it is not, because I'm basically giving it a property, and it is hacky this way, but it's about the only way that we can do it. So yeah, we're just basically adding a property to it, but never using it. And that way we can get away with using a comment DTO as a timeline item. Yeah, that's basically what we're gonna do. So over here we're gonna do, timeline item, right? So timeline item definitely is abstract over here, so we don't have to worry about it. And now this can just be comment DTO. All right, so it's a comment DTO, and if that's the case, then we don't need these two anymore. Let's just go up here to the comment DTO, actually to the Reactable, never used by itself. Extending from timeline item is just a hack. Okay, so this is just a hack, and we'll just have to remember that. Yeah, so by the way, there are things that in your own code base where you don't share the code with other people, and you don't publish the code as SDK, as API. So you can have little things that are like, special, and things you have to handle in certain ways. Oh, okay, so yeah, okay, we have this one. ID minimizable. What's minimizable? Minimizable is a comment. And comment has Reactable has timeline item has ID. Okay, so basically that's where we need to delete, I guess. Where was it? Okay, so anything that implements minimizable needs to have this line deleted, basically. All right. Okay, I think we're good. We need to make sure that we have all of the items. So basically we have comment implements React, so those two things are good. ID is already taken care of. State, we have state, but I think state needs a little care over here. So state over here is a pull request review state, which, do we have it? Pull request review state, we do not have it. So that's the one thing we need to add. Let's see what else. URL, we have it. Viewer can update, delete, and the reason and list of comments can be removed as far as I am concerned. Updated at. Is it not in these two? So okay, yeah, sure. So public date, time, offset, updated add, get it set. All right. It's comment details, so we don't need this for one, and second, we don't need it from here is what I'm told. All right. Okay, so let's change the state. Let's go to the Explorer. Sorry, over here. The Explorer, we're gonna find request review, and for the state, you can have the state copied and pasted. It's called pull request review state. All right. So go up over here, and basically we do this: public enum pull request review state, and we paste everything. We fix the indent, fix the syntax, and make these things comments. All right, now that we have this, we can copy this type and type it in over here, basically. All right, so that's the whole review item. That's pretty good. Also, we have the thread. So let's see, that's the second item, right? So the thread doesn't need to implement from any of those big threes. So let's do this. So public class pull request review thread implements from timeline item. And there's a lot of things in there. Oh my god, there's a lot of things in there. I can use all of them. Not really, but I can use some of them. That's for sure. That is for sure. Diff side. Okay, what is diff side? Relative side is typed diff side. How creative can you be? Left or right? Yeah, that makes sense. It's just called diff side, right? Yeah, so we're going up. Up. There we go. Public enum diff side. It's gonna be these two. It's gonna be these two bad boys. Alright, so fixing the syntax, comment out these two lines and going down to the bottom and being publics, not static. Diff. My god, can't get it right. Okay, there you go. Diff side is, no, I can't think this morning. Oh my god. It's gonna be a boolean is collapsed. All right. Same thing. Public boolean is outdated. Same thing goes here. Boolean is resolved. All right. A line, I remember, should be the should be an integer. Okay. Original line should also be integer. Integer. That's a string. It's reasonable. Public and original start line. Path. Resolved by. What is this? It's a user, right? Why don't we use user field over here? So public user DTO. Really? Really? Public div side start div side. Start div side. Start line. Sure. I mean, I can organize this a little bit. It's unprecedented because all the things I wrote before were not organized, but I guess I can start doing it now because this is very messy. So start line, right? So this is much better place for this variable. I mean, this property. Start line, and yeah, all the things that follows, viewers can do things, right? All right, it's a little different. Public bool viewer can reply. Public bool viewer can resolve. Resolved? No, resolve. Public bool viewer can and resolve. Alright. And then we get the comments. That's the best part. That is the best part. So we get a nose, no, not those, nose DTO of, I think it's review comment, right? So we get ID state, reply to, yep. So review comment DTO, and it's called comments. All right. No. All right. And over there, we just need a little bit of, well, it needs to implement from minimizable. All right, so it implements from minimizable. It's gonna have everything that we need for all of these things. All right, so everything else are taken care of. We just need a few more things, I think. So state, that's one. Reply to is ID DTO, which is very accurate. Oh, is that why we put repository in there as yeah, so we no longer need the repository, right? Because I think we have it somewhere, or we don't. You know what? We don't need it anyways. We just need whatever is in here. So in reply to is ID DTO, diphthong, path, position, outdated. Yeah, probably need that. Request review. Request review. Yep, ID DTO. Viewers can do shit. Yeah, we'll add those in right now. And the only thing we're missing as of this moment is the state. All right, so for the state, we're gonna need to come here again for the state type. And the type is pull request review comment state. All right, sounds reasonable. Pull request review comment state. All right, now that we have this, this should be everything we need right now. So let's let's move on to the next one. Issue comment. This one is especially easy because, well, for most of the things right now, it basically just needs one thing as of right now. Okay, so public class issue comment DTO extends from minimizable DTO. So we need public date time offset for published at, and that's the whole thing. All right, so that's pretty sweet. And then we need, and then there's this thing. It doesn't have ID, doesn't have anything. We just need to we just need to define those things. So public class pull request revision marker that extends from timeline item. We have datetime offset for created at. All right, and we have commit DTO for last seen commit. And we also have pull request. I actually don't think we need to attach pull request to it. We can debate about that later. So basically all of these things will have a repo and a pull request attached to it. So I don't really need any of these things to worry about getting those things from the API. And it seems like the less we get, the better, the faster the result. So yeah, so for this one, for now, I'll just need these two. I'll be consistent wherever they'll put the pull request in. I'll just take it out or just leave it. So in that case, when I do need the pull request object, I'll just attach it myself. So one moment. All right, okay, so moving on to the next one is, we are finally onto the events. That is good. So all of the events, if I'm not mistaken, they all have ID, created at, and actor. All right, so let's define a base class for it first. Yeah, so let's take a look at first. ID created at actor big 3 ID created at actor, yeah, big 3 created at actor, 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 create an 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 actor, bada 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 bada. I know that this is redundant, but they all really have these 3 items, right? I know they all have it. I just need it to make sure, so I'm checking it. Where are we? Okay. There we go. So base class, public class, base event implements from timeline item. So it has ID now. We need public date time offset for created at. All right. Another thing we need is a user DTO for the creator. And that should be it. All right. So now we just need to have all of those definitions. All right. Okay, let's do it. Public class added to project event. Base event. Actually, that's already good enough. Public class assigned event. Okay, so for assignable, they actually could be either one of two things. So if we take a look at the assignable object, I think it was at an early stage where we didn't realize it's either just gonna be issue or a pull request, if I'm not mistaken. So assignable, let's jump to assignable. Yeah, so basically we can do okay, so what I'm thinking right now is that for assignable, we don't need to know this, right? Or do we? I don't know. So this is definitely gonna be okay, you know what? Let's do add it to it. So assignable, which we need, can be over here. The last one is timeline item. So where did I put my base event? Oh, over here. So sorry, base event. You have to go somewhere over here. Okay. So the other thing that I need is public class. All right, let's call it assignable that implements from simple issue. Nope. Issuable. Is that what it is? Issuable can either be issue or pull request. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. If you say so, right? So this. Actually, how are we gonna do this? So iIssuable doesn't have anything, right? iIssuable doesn't have anything. Does it really make sense? So the reason why we're using iIssuable is because for when we okay, where do we use this? So basically the only place we're using is the simple issue DTO, and simple issue DTO is used by simple progress DTO, which is absurd because all of these types can be in the issuable DTO, right? Yeah, they have no reason to be in these individual things, and we can just delete these lines because we don't need them. Right? We don't need these lines. We don't need these lines. We don't need these lines. And for consistency issue, you should be iIssuable instead of simple issue DTO. And this way, iIssuable has all of the objects that it needs. It's no longer just a placeholder for a type name, if I'm correct. How about this? So iLoginable is a little different because everything can, use as a login, but they don't really have a common property. And like iIssuable, all the common properties are the same. So assign event implements from base event, and we're needing assignable over here, implements from iIssuable. Aside from that, we're gonna have a public nose DTO of user DTO, and let's call it assignees. All right. Yeah, inside there's gonna be total count, page info, and nodes that are user fields. So this is totally awesome. And basically for this thing to work, we just need this. Be like assignable. All right, and now that you are a assignable, all we need from you more aside from this is another user. All right, call it assignee. Yep, that's the whole thing. Okay. All right, we're slowly plotting through the events, but I swear we are getting through it. So reason is a string, reason code is a string. This one is very straightforward. Public class auto merge disabled event implementing from base event, and all it needs is public user DTO, call it disabler, and public string reason, public string reason code. All right, so that's the whole thing about that, and we're gonna move on to the next one. Auto merge enabled event, base event, and Boulevard not, we only need enablers. So user DTO enabler. All right. Public auto rebase enable event implements from base event, and clearly that didn't work. Oh, you know why? Because this is not a class. Alright, that's much better. So auto rebase enabled event. So what we're gonna have is all the big things and the enabler, sort of like what this one is. Okay. Oh my god, I'm so tired today. Yesterday was such a big chore day. I don't know, I feel like even though I slept enough, my body still hasn't recovered from all the chores. And coffee is not helping right now. Okay. So public class auto squash enabled event is a base event with that one line of code to make the difference. All right, so public class automatic base change failed event. Base event. Alright, so this thing is even reminds me that I need to add enablers. Now this time, I hope. So basically we just need new base and old base, and they are basically just strings. So new base and public string old base. I think today we're gonna stream for like 1 hour or so, and then we're gonna go to sleep for a little bit more. It's really tiring today. I don't know what's happening to me. Alright, so public class automatic base change succeeded event base event, and it's completely the same thing. I don't want to extend it because logically speaking it doesn't make sense to extend from there. So let's just make sure they are strings. Yes, they are. Okay, so public class base ref change event is a base event, and it has ref name as strings. So current ref name and previous ref name. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Public class base ref deleted event, which is a base event. And all we need is a base ref name. So base ref name. All right. Okay. So public class base ref force pushed event. It's a base event. After that we have a commit. Public class closed event, which is basic event, base event. Yes. Wait, what was that? Okay, closable. It's an object with two Okay, so basically closable are things that can be closed. And if I'm not mistaken, all right. Come down here, we go to closable. It is basically things that can be closed. So it can be a project, an issue, progressed, what have you, all right? But at this point, we don't need all of those information, so we're not going to implement it. What we are going to implement, well, in this case, we already know it is a pull request. So I wonder how useful it'd be to just pretend it is a pull request. But you know what? We don't have to know the information of the pull request because we're already in the pull request context and we are going to attach objects to it. So to which I suggest we just implement a simple common class to use at this point. Other than that, we won't really be needing much. So where is the end of all of the things? Okay, right here, public class closable. It's gonna be weird, but there's gonna have boolean of where to go? Oh, over there. So closed. Date time offset. It's called closed at. So for closed event, all we have is the closable. All right. So for closables, that was it. And now let's move on to comment deleted event. class deleted event is a base event with one user DTO of deleted comment author. And for this, we'll be able to say things like, this user deleted a comment from this user. So that's fun. Public class connected event, base event. We're gonna have Boolean is cross repository, and we also have simple pull request DTO, where we just call it subject, get a set, and we also have simple pull request DTO. Let's call it connected subject, and for get, we're gonna to and set is subject is to value. Pretty good if I do say so myself. Down here we're gonna have pretty much the same thing, you know. Sure, not rejected, but much rather source. That's it. All right, that's it for this object. Yep. And here we can blow through a few quick ones. Convert to draft event, just a basic class. I mean event. Okay. Same goes for converted note to issue event. Class. Alright, base event. Converted to discussion. It's pretty much the norm these days. So that's converted to discussion event. We now have this, so class cross referenced event, base event. But this one is not just gonna be a base event. So is cross report. How do you even know? Okay. Date time offset, which is referenced at. Okay. We have the source, which is pretty much just this. Target. All right. And a Boolean. It's a bowling. All right. Yep. Okay. How many more do we have to go through? Oh my god, that's quite a lot. That is quite a lot. And I'm not really feeling myself today. This is the worst. This is the worst. Let's just commit something. Let's do added a few event classes. Okay, so let's keep going. I think we can still go through a few more before we call it a day. So, class. That's the milestone. And we also have a public class deployed event. For deploy, we're basically looking for ref. So public ref DTO and call it a ref. Okay, that's one ref. And public deployment DTO deployment get it set, and that's pretty much it. Public class okay. So for this one, we just need the status, right? So basically, public deployment status DTO, call it deployment status. All right. And there we go. That's all that is. Disconnected event, which implements from base event. And we're gonna have this load number, source again, and same thing for the subject. Alright, so copy paste this, paste it here, and instead of calling it a connected, we call it disconnected, or disconnected subject. That way we really know that, what the whole thing is about. that's a wrap on the D's. Let's see if we can go for a few more. Yeah, we can go for a few more. After that is the H. So public class head ref deleted event base event, and we're just gonna need a ref and a string. And we have public class head ref force pushed event base event. We have public commit, we call it after commit, and same thing over here, and that's before commit. Very smart, very smart. And we're also gonna need a ref. That's basically just this. And then we have public class head ref restored event base event. Oh, that's pretty much it. Alright, so I guess that's a wrap on today. We finished everything before, including H. Next time we can move on to the rest. I'm sorry, I'm not really feeling myself today, so I'm gonna turn in today. So added a few more event classes. Yep, so thank you for watching today's stream. Happy weekend. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Definitely follow me on Twitter, subscribe to my channel, and check out JitHub in the store. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.